Hello, and welcome back to Abrix Studios. As you saw from the title, this has been a project that I have been working on for over a year, or around a year. So, obviously what I mostly do on my channel is mocks. I take my own personal Legos, and I make something out of them. Usually I have a reference or something to base it upon. Now, what I've been working on for the past year is something called my mock. And what this is I take something in the studio file, which is owned by Bricklink, and I design something there with my own design. Like, not based upon anything specific, but like it's my own design. Buy the parts for it, and then build it, and then I might sell the instructions, I haven't yet decided, and then show it off on a video. And like I said, this has been over a year in making, and partially the reason why, it's not exactly like, it's been more like under 2 years of work, 2 years of me working on this, and partially the reason why is that like the first year, like the first half of it, I was really trying to make my own spaceship, and I was really stuck on that for a while, and then I took a long break and then went back to it, and I fortunately no longer have the footage of that. I had some studio designs, and then I realized it would be too expensive, so then I canceled it. And then when I started kind of get back in the groove of starting to work on it, my computer died, and I lost all that stuff to it. So I have no footage of that to show you guys what it looked like. But I do have some pictures. I might show them on screen. But sorry about that. I'm been coughing recently. I recovered from my cold, sore throat that I had, but for some reason I'm still coughing pretty bad. Anyways, so I've worked on them off for quite a while, and then I kind of was like, okay, spaceship's not really going to work. And I tried a bunch of different designs, and then my computer died, and then I got a new computer, and I started working again. Now, what I have on my previous designs, but I'll go back a bit. The main idea I had was when the Book of Boba Fett came out, I was really looking for it. I was watching the Book of Boba Fett, and I figured about making something that was similar to Jabba's palace. And I came up with, this was like one of my designs that I came up with. And this was like a rock wall cave that I might have been able to put the back cave into. The 2021 or 2022, actually 2021, excuse me, version of the back cave into. And then like I would use my own train tracks and not buy any because they're kind of expensive. And then I would have like this wall design that's similar to Jabba's palace. And then I'll have the back maybe with some cells maybe. And I think it would look really cool. This was one design I had. And I liked it, but I realized that it has 600 parts, and that's a lot of parts, and I haven't got started here in this design with the main building. So this design of the palace failed. And I worked on this one for quite a long time. I worked on this for quite a long time, and almost all these designs are failed attempts at my mock. So yeah, I had a lot of designs here. Here I had an idea for an Oscorp / Daily Bugle building. It was going to be a mixture of the two, and it kind of failed. It was going to be similar to like, this was like the opening to like this was like the lobby area, and then it would like go up to this building here, and then this was like a design, there was some kind of design for the Daily Bugle. I'm not sure what I was doing with this design. Here's another palace idea. This was the latest version of my palace. This is the design of my palace before I stopped. And this was the concept right here. This was my design right here. And the idea for this was, you can definitely tell what Jabba's palace was inspired with the tower, this circle design. Here we had the throne area, and then we had the 4 pillars. The back would have been opened. There would have been like a hole here, which would have led you down to the basement, which was going to be this wall here, this wall here, this wall here, and then there would have been a area where you could stick fighters and stuff to play around with, and then this was a staircase that was going to go here. Over here we have the big doors, and over here we have the big meeting room design that I had. I think it was really cool, but this design didn't work because it used a lot of parts. This had like 400 parts. This was planned to be a castle right here. That failed, unfortunately. But anyways, like I said, this was a really cool idea, and and then when I was finished designing it on paper, I was designing it on paper, and then I was like getting ready to work on it. I was like, wait a minute, that looks just like Jabba's palace. I can't use it. And I was pretty sad because it was such an awesome design. So for a while, I took a break, kind of clear my head off, and get back, then trying to figure out new ideas. So my idea here was a shuttle. This was my final shuttle design, spaceship design, before I started working, before I came up with my last idea. And as you can see, this was going to be a hole where you would attach a fighter or another spaceship to it. This caused a lot of problems with trying to get the roof on. This was going to be the cockpit. We would have had a chair in the inside. I don't know about the bed, but I definitely would have. Probably not the bed would have fit, but yeah. Over here we have the back turret. This you can definitely see some Bad Batch shuttle design inside of it. There's a bit here. I might have tried to remove that when I was getting if I was going to stay with the design, I would have. If I stayed with the design, I probably would have tried to remove some of the Bad Batch looking stuff. When I was working on this, I realized that a spaceship would not do. I just can't work on a spaceship. I just can't think of a good spaceship design. Like I said, I tried this spaceship design for, I don't know about a year, but I definitely tried for a good chunk of a year to try and do a spaceship design. It just never worked. So, what I did was I stopped and I thought about it. And what I watched, so I watched a video about Tommy C. Bricks, and I loved his Daily Bugle building. Before, I showed you a Daily Bugle / Oscorp building. Before that, I had my idea. Right before that one, I actually had an idea for another Daily Bugle kind of building. It wasn't going to be the Daily Bugle, but it was going to be kind of inspired by it, and that didn't work out. So, and I rewatched his videos because I was trying to figure out my mock build. I was rewatching those videos because they're pretty good. And then I realized, wait a minute, maybe I don't have to build. What if I don't do? What if I change it up? So the idea that I had for the superhero mock after rewatching Tommy C. Bricks' video was before this was I heard the rumor about a month ago about the new Saints and Term set coming out in 2022 around May to August. Early access in May, officially released in August, there was a rumor for this set to come out, and I was pretty excited about it, especially because there was rumors that it was going to contain a new version of Iron Man, a version of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, 3 Doctor Stranges. I was pretty excited, and I really was looking forward to it as a set. An idea that I had was, the Saints of the Term set's coming out. Why don't I put a roof mod? So, what Thomas C. Bricks says sometimes he puts a mod on his Lego sets where he kind of improves them. And I figured, why don't I do that with the Saints of the Term set? Where I make a mock that has a battle that takes place on a roof, and like I have different pieces of a roof, so like towers and stuff. So like a radio tower, a water tower, and like a police station, like a police antenna tower that's from the Spider-Man PS4 game. And this gave me the idea. This gave me the idea of the roof battle. And where is it? It's still in here, isn't it? Yeah. And so the idea was to make something similar to this. This was something I was going to base it upon. So like you have the water tower, the big antenna, and I figured I can do this, make the mock, and have this cool display set. And then when the second term set gets released, I can add it to it. And a couple things. One, I realized that past versions of my mocks have failed partially because I was trying to figure out of adding like my own to the mock to be like an add-on to it to kind of expand the set or expand my mock. So I was concerned about trying to do the same thing with a set that we don't even know at this moment in time if it's coming out. Now I'm pretty sure it is coming out, but we don't have any images yet. And at the time of myself designing the set, of designing the mock, it wasn't even April. So the idea of making this part of a set that we don't even know it's coming out yet, I just wasn't comfortable in doing. And I agreed with myself that it wasn't very smart. So I decided, okay, maybe I don't make a full roof battle. What if I just make like the big antenna and then like the water tower? And I was okay with that. So I started making it, and I realized that the water tower wouldn't work, and just make this big antenna piece. And I worked on it pretty hard, and I've come up with this design. Let me show you what I've been. So this took me. I call it the roof. At least I have it under the file name roof. This is what I've designed. The antenna. This is a big radio antenna design of my own. Pretty massive. Like this is like almost 2 feet tall. That's pretty impressive. You'll over here we have a TV screen. We have another TV screen. Here we have a dead TV screen. I wasn't able to add all the colors, but I think you get the idea what it's supposed to look like. And over here we have a big billboard. I'm actually thinking about putting that of a picture here of J. Jonah Jameson. This one here, a picture of J. Jonah Jameson there of Spider-Man. I think that'd be really cool. A reference to the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Over here we have a little area to hold some lightsabers. I'll get into that here in a minute. Now I haven't seen this movie yet. I need to get around to watching it, but I love Carnage. I never read any of the comic books. I'm not a huge fan of comic books, but I do love the Carnage character, and from what I've seen of him from the Spider-Man TV shows, and yes, including the bad ones like the Ultimate Spider-Man, that was pretty bad in my opinion, but I did watch and there are some good parts about it. So I figured I'll have Carnage. If he's not too expensive, I'll add Carnage to this. And I've added Carnage to this set. I decided to pay to my friend, to my best friend here. So I decided to make a minifigure of my friend, and of course I have myself and the minifigures. Carnage. I know this is doesn't look anything like Carnage. That's just because Bricklink doesn't have they don't have Carnage, so I can't use Carnage. I just use a red minifigure. Over here we have my friend. Now he's going to be having Finn. I'm going to use the outfit of Finn from Star Wars 9. The reason why is I just couldn't find the right face print for I just couldn't find the right face print for my friend. It was pretty hard to find a good face print that kind of represented what my friend looks like. So I decided to give my friend the Finn here because that was like the best option to go with because I would get the mega figure and the head. And I also gave him this really cool backpack. I like this little symbol. Over here he also has this big sniper gun that has this little the I don't know what it's called, but it's like to hold up your arm, I think. Here, this you can fold this out, and I think you can stick the Mega Figure's hand in there. Stick the Mega Figure's hand, and it has this little. Sorry, also has this nice little kind of like a mini shield on his sniper gun. I think it looks really cool. I love the color scheme and the eye there. It's a cool little symbol. And then over here we have myself. I think this is a really cool representation of myself. The two backpacks meant to go on him, but they don't work in Bricklink, so I can't do that. Here he doesn't have a jetpack, but he does have the flying boots here. He also, the Mega Figure, I will show a picture of the Mandalorian that I am buying for myself. And I believe it comes with a cape. So that's going to go on the back here. I also have the Kai hairpiece from Lego Ninjago movie, along with his face is also from Lego Ninjago movie. Now over here we also have a couple of lightsabers. Now the tall one here, the one that has the Monkey Kid handle here, the hilt, which I think a lot of people also use it for Darth Maul. This is for my friend here, and then I'm going to give myself a couple of Asajj Ventress ones. The handles, these handles here that were used for Asajj Ventress. I'm also got a couple of these blasters. One of these cost me 30 cents, so it cost me like almost $1 for, or did both of them cost me 30 cents? I can't remember how much it cost. I think each of them cost me 30 cents, which is kind of a lot of money, or together they cost me 30 cents. I can't remember now, but these blasters were pretty expensive. And this is what the minifigures are. It doesn't work with the backpack, so this is a little satchel. I believe it's called. Now, if you're wondering, with the minifigures attached, now with the minifigures and the set here, it'll cost you about $80. This is including shipping, and I bought this from 4 separate stores. So that was about 40 pieces for the minifigures, and this is about 270. So you're getting about 310 parts for $80, which I think that's a pretty good price point, and that is also including shipping. Now, I'm not sure what it's like for you, because for me personally, that's how much it cost, and I'm pretty sure the stores I bought it from, not all the pieces will still. I think I bought out some of their pieces. For me, it cost me around $80, including shipping. Now, the set's title is called Carnage Attack. I think it's really cool, and you might be thinking, where's the superhero part of this set? I mean, you might be thinking, like I said, superheroes, and my idea here is to use, like, I have this clear rod, which is for myself, to put myself on this, to, like, I'm flying up to attack Carnage, which he'll be over here on this ladder, and while my friend here is also climbing up. So, like, Spider-Man from the Marvel CMF series, I'm going to add him swinging around. I also have another clear rod that I can use. Then I'm going to add a superhero to this, or take them off. So over here at the base, I kind of wanted to make this kind of like this old building architect around the edge of it. I think this is a really cool stand. I wanted to eventually put this in black, like the black 18 plus sets. You know, the didn't quite work out, but I decided to go with this instead. It's still pretty cool. So you don't have to build this on here. You can move this around or keep it separate. But I have this here, so it's like a placeholder to hold those. So if your minifigures aren't holding these, then you can stick them there behind the build. Now, like I said, I am technically going to print out I'm going to print out pictures to put on these signs here. Pictures that are references to Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe, like the comic book series, like a company. I have like Oscorp here, and that's it. For some reason, I have Oscorp and just that one, so I still have room for one more picture. I'm not sure what then. And yeah, I'm pretty happy for this. This mark looks really cool. I love the dishes all the way around. And like I said, this set's about it's just under 2 feet tall. You can also see here we have this nice little roof area where you can put a sniper. Over there, there's a tile here where you can put something on there. This is way under my budget, like I said, so I'm actually going to get a few things. I actually got myself a Darth Maul minifigure, and I'm also getting the Mandalorian Starfighter. When I order that set and it comes, I'll build it and do a review of that. So when will this be out? Well, I actually have two packages. I'm expecting 5 packages. The one is Darth Maul, which I believe I have. And on top of that, I also have another box for the pieces for the actual mock. So I'm still waiting for 3 packages. And if I did add the water tower, I don't think it would add too much money. I did use big wheels for it, so I'm not sure how much more money would add, but I decided not to just because I want to have one big build here instead of having that water tower off to the side. Let me guys know if you guys are excited for this. I am pretty excited because this is my first custom design mock, like my own, like I've designed my own personal mocks before, but like I haven't designed them on Bricklink, like the studio. It's called Studio. It's owned by Bricklink, and then bought the parts on Bricklink before. So I'm really excited for this. So let me know, and thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on Abrix Studios. Bye.